Hey everyone, it's Kate. Thank you for joining me again today. This is a modern home build residential in The Sims 4. I kind of got burnt out on doing so many traditional. I got in a rut, to be honest, of doing tons of traditional builds or yeah, traditional or castle or whatever I was doing. But anyways, I got very bogged down by doing all of that and just really needed a modern fix. So this was to appease that part of me. And I hope that you enjoy it. It really is a very cool home and a very functional home. It's not very cluttered, and that's not for the aesthetic necessarily. That is for gameplay. And I mean, it definitely works with the aesthetic. This kind of has like a minimalist kind of vibe to it. But I saw some things on Pinterest that I knew I wanted to be influenced by. And I also, you just look up modern homes and this is what they look like. So, I think this is beautiful. This would be so dreamy to actually live in real person, in real person, in real life. But yeah, you're seeing the shape really come together. The shape came together pretty fast because I had some ideas. Like I knew I wanted like a long linear area for the living room, dining room, and kitchen to kind of be in one long room, great room together. So that kind of came together on the side pretty easily. And then I knew I wanted an office at the front and that I wanted, stairs going up too. So all that ended up on the side opposite of that great room area that I was talking about. I also knew that I wanted this to look good from every angle. And that is something that really bothers me about most traditional homes or just the kind of typical American dream home is that it has no, it doesn't have any, anything on the sides and sometimes nothing on the back. A lot of times these houses are just built to look good from the front. And that's it. They may or may not have any windows on the side. The house that I currently live in does not have any windows on the side. And we live in a very like pop-up suburban neighborhood in North Carolina. So I know that I know this is a very common thing. And it just really, as an architect, it really, really irritates me that we don't have that people don't care as much about the architecture of their home anymore. It's more about we need a place to put our kids. And I understand that. I feel that that's very real. I need a place to put my kids and, place to cook them dinner and a, roof over their heads when it rains. And it doesn't matter to me what it looks like so much, especially since things are so expensive. However, I do think that every home it should just be, there should be some kind of architectural standards for every neighborhood, which I am saying with a grain of salt because architectural committees in neighborhoods are a nightmare to work with. I've worked with them for several clients of mine. And it is a total pain because they want everything just so, and it's a real pain to work with an architectural committee, but there should be some sort of people should be held accountable for good architecture in homes in the United States. I feel like in the United States, it's just like a free for all, as long as it meets code, it's fine. And that is just not okay with me. So this home, very important to me that it looked good from all angles. And, I did kind of the typical materials that you see in a modern build. So it's got kind of the light colored wood. It's got, stone, exposed stone. It's got black accents and white accents, just kind of simplistic, a neutral palette, but also kind of earthy with the stone and the wood. That's pretty typical in a modern design. And I think I use the base game stairs that are modern. And I've always loved those stairs. They really do scream this is a modern build, which is funny because the base game doesn't have very many modern things in it. And then, of course, trying to find the right railing is a struggle because there's just not any good railing in the Sims for a modern build. Tons of traditional options, but the floor plan was really cool. I talked a little bit about the first floor already, but the second floor ends up having, I think, 3 bedrooms and 2 of those bedrooms have their own ensuite bathroom. And then the 3rd floor, I think, has 2 bedrooms and kind of a TV room with a gaming console. So that would be kind of the place. There's kind of more of a formal adults living room downstairs where they might sit and watch a movie, watch a more mature movie and have a glass of wine. And then on the 3rd floor, that might be where the kids get together with, a bag of popcorn and, some Cokes or whatever they want. And maybe they're playing video games, or maybe they're watching a funny movie or something like that. But love the idea of the adults and kids kind of having their own space in real life. That's something that I like. And it's a luxury, it's a luxurious idea for there to be an additional space to play other than your bedroom and the living room. But, this is a luxurious modern home. So it suits it. It was well suited here. And so as the floor plan comes together, I am quite excited about how the overall shape ends up, and it kind of evolves constantly, which is nice. I like that's something I'm trying to embrace with my builds, is that I don't have to set the exterior walls or the doors, placement and everything right away. I've had to teach myself how to continue to work on something again and again, and that's something like watching Kate Emerald. She just goes in there and she just plays, and that's what I like to use The Sims for. The Sims 4. I like to use The Sims for kind of embracing my creativity and making it a creative outlet for myself, especially as an architect. I don't get to do whatever I want. I have to do what my clients want. And also I usually start with kind of an idea in mind. I have a floor plan in mind whenever I'm working with my clients, which is unfortunate because there's such a loss of creativity there. So I've been trying to embrace my inner Kate Emerald and trying to get more creative, where I just kind of start with something and I might have an idea in my head, but it's okay for it to change later. And I don't have to feel glued to, one specific thing. I think that is really been a good development for me as a designer and for my builds in The Sims. It's been an excellent development in my builds in real life, or my designs in real life for clients. I've started incorporating that there too, because I was noticing such a huge improvement in my Sims 4 builds that I started incorporating it in my business. So, and if you don't know, I have a design firm. It's Shaw Medical Spaces. Please go check it out. But I'm mostly doing interior design right now while I am studying to get my architecture license, and then I will turn it into a full-fledged architecture firm, and that's very exciting. Probably hear me talk about that a lot, every single video. But again, it's been actually really beneficial for me to just play a little bit, like try to build in some time for play. And time is money, so it's really hard from a business standpoint to think about it this way, or to want to just play when you're supposed to be, producing something for a client. But it really has benefited me, the way I do things in The Sims. It's really benefited me to get better about getting creative for my clients' builds. I feel like my work is starting to improve on my professional life as well. So that's kind of an interesting thing. We use these games as an outlet, as an escape, and that's exactly what this does for me. It's perfect for that specifically. And yeah. Thinking about this house and how it might function in real life, I would be nervous as the designer for the HVAC, because I feel that it would be pretty inefficient to heat and cool this space because there are so many little bump outs. If you have just like one cube, the air is going to circulate pretty well. I mean, a sphere is ideal. If you think about like air moving inside a sphere, inside of a ball, it's going to move very efficiently. And so a cube is the 90-degree angle version of that. And so air tends to circulate pretty well. But when you have lots of little cubes together and all the air has to get into every little corner and every little kind of nook that you've created, it's a lot less efficient, and you probably have to have more than one. This house would require more than one unit anyways, just because of how large it is. but you would need one to specifically service this side and one to specifically service this side of the building and this part. So that would be kind of tough in real life, but I guess I love it. I would love, this is a dream. Maybe this is my dream home. I'm not sure. I actually started building it back in February and then had to come back and finish it in April. So I had a break in between, and coming back to it, I just loved it. I think I loved it more the second time when I was working on it than I did whenever I first was building it. And maybe this is my dream home. I really, really like this home so much. Of course, if it really was my home, it would be dirty and toys everywhere. But this is, this is the model version of the home that I think I would enjoy, and I think my husband would like it too. Something that I do in my builds that I put on YouTube that I noticed other people, and even like Jessica Pye has talked about this, she specifically tries to stay in one room and complete it before she moves on to another room. I cannot do that. I am not good at that. I will be looking through the gallery of items and I'll find something. I'm like, oh, this would be good in the bathroom across the way. So I'll go ahead and plop it in there. And then, or if it's something that I'm like, hey, this would be good in every bathroom, or this would be good in every bedroom or whatever, I'll go ahead and I'll plop it in every single bedroom and then come back to the room that I'm working on. And that might be really frustrating to watch, but I thought I'd bring it up because I know it's something that I do and other YouTubers are more conscious of. I've moved on to the exterior and the landscaping and the pool, and which means I'm getting close to the end here. I think I do have to go back inside and fix a couple more things. I'm already in the part of the video now where it is now April. It's been 2 months since I've looked at this build and I'm having to finish it. So I really had to kind of jump around and figure out what needed to happen in here. I could not remember what had been done, what hadn't been done. And the landscaping I think came out great. The alpaca, I think that's how you say it, from the Island Living kit is kind of that big ground cover bush that I use everywhere. And I use that in every single build. That's kind of a must have for me. It would be really tough to do a build without it for me because I do love it so much. Was happy with the outdoor space. I love that I used kind of the high school year's bedroom lighting on the exterior patio because it's fairy lights and it looks like it belongs out there. So not something I've done before, but I was happy with that decision. And then very end, I remember, or I don't remember, but I see in our gallery of things or our catalog of items that TV from Modern Lux that looks like a picture. It's like the Frame TV by Samsung, but it's in The Sims. And when I found that, I thought, oh gosh, here we go. I got to go change out every single TV except for the downstairs one because I wanted that one to be extra large. So I am coming up on the end here. I really hope that you've enjoyed this. I certainly have, and honestly may try to create this in my architectural software because this might be my dream home. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.